Okay, so I want to make a video just talking about a few things. And I already tried to make this video and I realized it's just a lot harder than I thought it would be. So I really don't know what to say or where to begin, and I'm sure I'm going to be rambling on and I'll be all over the place. But let me just try to get to the point of what I'm trying to say. So recently I've just been through just a lot. It's been a roller coaster the last couple months, and for I guess to kind of just recap on the last couple months, I lived on the island all of my life pretty much, and I loved it. I mean, it was great, but I just felt this feeling. My job was great. I had great people in my life. So it was a really hard decision for me to decide whether to stay on the island or to leave. But I kept having this feeling. At the time, I guess I would just think of it as just a gut feeling. But now I know it was my intuition telling me what to do, and I'm so glad I listened to it. So at the time, I had this feeling that I really wanted to get off the island, to grow, to experience new things, and yeah, just to overall try something new. And so I loved the Charlotte area, and so I started applying to jobs and ended up getting a job in Rock Hill, which for me, it was close enough to Charlotte and it sounded great. And yeah, it sounded great. So I decided to move up there, and in my head, it was going to be this perfect situation where I would love the job so much. It sounded great. It sounded like my dream job. I would love the area. Everything was just, in my eyes, going to be perfect. Because that's how I used to think about everything, was just it had to be perfect, and if it wasn't, I would have a really hard time with that. So moved up there for a couple months and quickly realized, one, how difficult it was to be away from my family, to be all alone, and to then not like my job. I just was not happy at the job that I was at, unfortunately. And I kept having this deeper feeling like I needed to be doing something. And I did not know what it was. I had no idea. I didn't know if I needed to move back and go back to my old ways of living on the island, or if I needed to move somewhere else. I had no idea what that feeling was. So I kind of just kept putting it off and still kept going to my job and just living my life in Rock Hill, and just was not happy. And I thought I gave it enough of a chance to get better, and it wasn't. So I was a little frustrated because I was like, this is my dream job. How am I not happy? How can I make this better? But I reflected, and I could not make it better. Because I just kept feeling that feeling of there's something else, like, and I didn't know what it was. Didn't know if I needed to go find another job in Charlotte, if I needed to, like I said, I didn't know what I needed to do. So what I ended up doing was I quit my job, and a lot of people around me thought I was crazy and was like, that's just a dumb decision. Why would you do that? You have a great job, you're making great money, just stick it out and it'll get better. And at the time I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it will. So I was going to listen to them and stick it out, but I'm so glad I did it, because it all just kind of ties together of why I'm making this video. And again, I'm rambling, but this is difficult and I don't know how to do this. So, where was I? All right, quit my job, and didn't really have much of a plan, but something at the time was calling me to Ohio. And I know everyone's like, what? Why? Like, Ohio's cold. Why would you go to Ohio? Why wouldn't you just go back to the island? And so that's where I'm originally from, is Ohio. So I have a ton of family there, relatives who I'm very close to. Family is so important to me. My dad's currently there. That's where I am right now as I'm making this video. So I was like, all right, let me think about that. So I kept reflecting on it. I was like, yeah, you know what? Let me go to Ohio. And at the time, I knew that my grandpa was sick, but I didn't know. I knew he was sick, and I knew he wasn't doing too good. But in my head, like anyone would think, you know, he's gonna get better. I stayed positive. I was like, yeah, he's gonna get better. Everything's gonna be fine. But I was like, you know what? But I want to be there, and to be there for him, to help out in any way that I can. But overall, just to be able to spend time with him. So I went there, not having a job, and well, I guess I went here now that I'm here. Not having a job, really not having a plan at all, and just was like, all right, we're doing this. So going to Ohio, I walked into a situation that I just had no idea that it was about to just change the way I look at everything now. And I walked into a situation of my grandpa, who I love so dearly, love all of my family so dearly, but my grandpa really, really loved him. And so, long story short, he was very sick, declining very quickly, and so weak. So when I came up to Ohio, I would go over to their place almost every day and try to help out any way I could, or even just to spend a little time talking to him. And you know, there's moments where I would help out in the point where, like, he wasn't able to feed himself anymore, not easily. He was getting very skinny because he wasn't hungry, and that was part of the disease, and just becoming so weak. So I would come over and I would feed him and physically, and I just can't even explain to anyone just how much that meant to me, to be able to sit there and to feed my grandpa, and to sit there and talk to him, and even though his mind was going and everything else was falling apart, you know, those moments I had with him were just something I can't explain, and they were something I will always hold so strongly to my heart. I mean, I just can't explain it. So I'm all over the place. Okay. But what I'm trying to get at is, so those moments were so special to me, and I had no idea at the time of moving and thinking about moving to Ohio that this would be the case. So not knowing anything about how much he was declining, I ended up only getting a couple weeks with him before he passed. And I mean, even just those couple weeks, I am so grateful that everything in the past didn't work out, and that it led me to come to Ohio, where I would never see myself being, to just spend those couple weeks with him and have those special moments. And unfortunately, he passed away at the end of October, which has been a really hard time for everyone in my family. This is the first loved one I've really lost ever, and it's been difficult. But why I'm making this video is to just share that if you have that feeling, that intuition, or, you know, that gut feeling, I just want to encourage everyone that's watching this to follow that feeling, follow your heart, follow your gut, follow your intuition, whatever it is, follow that. And you know what it is, and you know that feeling. And when you have that feeling, reflect on it, but know that there is a reason that you're having that. And I've had that feeling in a lot of different ways in my life. Right now I'm having that feeling again. And I'm here in Ohio. I love it. I love being here with family, but I know that I'm not going to be here long term. That I was only supposed to come here for a short amount of time to be here for my family and to get to spend time with my grandpa. And now I know that there's something else that I'm being called to. And there's that other gut feeling that I have that I need to start sharing some of the things I've been through to help people. I'm currently going back to school for health coaching, and I'm so passionate about health and wanting to help people with that and educate people and just help others. And I found a calling that has led me to wanting to really help people. So I'm going to post this video, even though I'm super nervous. I know I was all over the place. I know that I said a lot. I'm sure I said a lot of other things way too many times. So follow your truth, follow your gut. There's always a reason for everything. When I look back at my life, there's so many hard times I've been through. And there's been some things that you didn't see the way out. But now looking at life in a different way of everything falls into place. Everything happens for a reason. And I know that sometimes sounds cheesy or like cliche, but it really does. And all you can do is just trust that everything is happening the way that it's supposed to in the exact same time or the exact time that it's supposed to. So just, if you can, just try not to sweat the small stuff, get through the hard times, knowing that it's shaping you into who you are. And it's also going to bring you to where you're supposed to be. So that's that, and that's kind of where I've been. A lot of people have been wondering, am I still in Rock Hill? No, I'm not. I'm currently in Ohio, and we shall see where I end up next.